The year 1991 marked a turning point in India's economic history. A crisis of unprecedented scale forced the nation to rethink its policies. But what led to this breaking point, and how did it pave the way for transformative reforms? Let's dive in. India's economic crisis didn't happen overnight. It was the result of decades of inward-looking policies. The License Raj, a system of permits and regulations, stifled growth. Industries were over-regulated and innovation was scarce. By the 1980s, the cracks were beginning to show. The government's fiscal deficit was soaring. Public sector inefficiencies drained resources, subsidies and populist measures added to the burden. By 1990, India's external debt had ballooned to $83 billion. The economy was on shaky ground. Then came the Gulf War in 1990. Oil prices skyrocketed and India's import bill surged. Remittances from Indian workers in the Gulf dried up. Foreign exchange reserves plummeted to just $1.2 billion, enough to cover only 3 weeks of imports. India was on the brink of default. The government tried to avert disaster. It airlifted 47 tons of gold to pledge as collateral for loans. This desperate move highlighted the severity of the crisis, but it was clear band-aid solutions wouldn't work. Structural reforms were the only way out. Enter Dr. Manmohan Singh, the architect of India's economic reforms. As finance minister, he dismantled the license rush. Industrial licensing was abolished and private investment was encouraged. The economy was open to foreign capital. These were bold, unprecedented steps. The reforms didn't stop there. Import tariffs were slashed and the rupee was devalued. This boosted exports and made Indian goods competitive globally. The public sector was restructured and disinvestment began. The focus shifted from state control to market-driven growth. Critics argued that reforms would hurt the poor, but the results spoke otherwise. GDP growth accelerated and inflation was tamed. Foreign investment poured in and industries flourished. India was no longer a closed economy, it was a global player. The 1991 crisis was a wake-up call. It exposed the flaws of a rigid centralized system, but it also showed India's resilience. The reforms not only saved the economy but also laid the foundation for future growth. Today, India is one of the fastest growing major economies. The lessons of 1991 are still relevant. Economic policies must adapt to changing times. Over-regulation stifles potential while openness fosters innovation. The crisis was a painful chapter, but it reshaped India's destiny. And for that, we owe it to the bold reforms of 1991. What do you think? Could India have avoided the crisis with better policies, or was it a necessary jolt to set the economy on the right path? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more insights into India's economic journey.